6:45 on this Tuesday morning, and I was actually just thinking about tomorrow is my trash day. Maybe not a good idea to put the can
put those
on the
cans
road
right now, right?
Yeah. It's all the wind. It's gonna be.
Well, and plus, like those mounds of snow, like, do you put it on the sidewalk and block everybody from walking through? Like, it's tough right now, and the roads are really. They're constricted,
right?
Because the snow hasn't been pushed all the way up onto the sides or removed. You know, I mean, we see those conga lines of big dump trucks in the middle of the night when we come into work, and there's like 20 of them in a line, and these big bucket loaders dumping snow in there. They haven't had time to get out there to do that yet.
That's going to be a concern.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess tomorrow morning because of all the snow we got over the weekend, and then rain that falls, heavy rain that falls, and there's really nowhere for it to go. You don't see this often, how it's coldest in southern Maine this morning than it is anywhere else in the state. Usually, you know, you can pick out all of northern Maine being in the single digits or even below that. But southern Maine, because of that fresh powder, that acts like a freezer and adds even more cold to the air. And we're down in the single digits across the south this morning. Clouds are advancing right now. It's still going to be quiet all day long with this high, but this high gives way and shifts to the east, and here comes the next storm. It's cold enough at the start and the onset for all snow, but it won't stay that way. We're going to see warmth surge in off of the Gulf of Maine, and that's going to change things over pretty quickly as the center of the low travels to our west. We call those inside runners, not these coastal storms or nor'easters like we had over the weekend, which was an all snow event. Thin clouds. It's a beautiful sunrise right now. It's incredible, actually. That's about all the sun we're going to see because these clouds take over this morning and will be cloudy by the middle of the day. I do want to caution you, we did get some melting yesterday just from the sun. It wasn't warm enough to melt, but the sun did do the job, and now we're seeing refreezing. So if there isn't any salt out there on the sidewalk or driveway or the roads, they will be slippery, and there will be some black ice. So be alert this morning. Mostly cloudy for the middle of the day. Now today we don't get any sun, so I don't think there will be much melting on any of the sidewalks or driveways, etc. This evening, 5 o'clock, it's just cloudy. You'll get home okay, but just after, like right as you close the door. Down here along the New Hampshire border, the snow comes racing in, and it moves in during the evening hours. And again, it flips over to rain pretty quickly. But the interior, it's going to thump. And it's going to thump heavy, wet snow for several hours, and that's going to amount to a few inches, especially up in the mountains where there'll be several inches. So this is midnight, already flipped over in Portland and much of York County, but still heavy, wet snow elsewhere. And then by 5 a.m., dawn tomorrow morning, almost all of us have flipped over to rain. And it's going to pour, and it's going to be going sideways too. And it's going to be a sloppy, slushy mess, with the snow that's on the ground already melting, and then the snow that falls with this storm on top of that, and rain and all, you know, it's not going to be fun tomorrow morning. But it will get better very quickly. This is a fast-moving storm. By 8 a.m., it's already shut down in the greater Portland area, and drains will start recovering, and it'll begin to get better by late morning. Bangor's still raining, but almost over. By midday, it is over. And then during the afternoon, we'll probably see some sunny breaks, along with a spotty rain shower. So here's the snow map again. At the onset, 1 to 3 for much of the coast, except the south coast where it's less than an inch. You go inland, Lewiston, Augusta, Waterville, Bangor, 3 to as much as 6 inches of wet snow. And the 6 inches would probably be in the hills in this area. And then you get to the mountains, boom, plastered, 6 to 12 plus. A lot of these higher peaks in the Whites, Western Maine Mountains, in the Allagash, we're talking like 12 to 18 inches of heavy wet snow, which saves that area from flooding because the majority of the precipitation is snow and not rain like that last storm prior to Christmas. Where it does rain, though, we get a lot of it, like 2 inches or so, we do have flood watches. So it's the rain with melting snow that's going to move or try to move off. But if the drains are covered, it's not going to be able to go anywhere. And you're going to get a lot of drainage issues driving around tomorrow morning. And some of the smaller streams will be rising rapidly, too. I suggest, if you can today at some point, go out there in your neighborhood and be a good neighbor, good Samaritan, and try to clean off some of those storm drains. Just take a shovel with you, and it's real quick. It'll take you 5-10 minutes, something like that. The wind, a problem. First thing tomorrow morning, it's going to howl out of the east-southeast, terrible direction. For the coastline, we're going to have gusts around 60 or even slightly higher. Power outages are likely. I don't think there'll be as many as what we had prior to Christmas, but there will be some. And then things quiet down pretty quickly for the afternoon. And then behind it, speaking of quiet, Thursday and Friday look good. Unfortunately, the weekend doesn't. Another storm similar to this one moves in late Friday night, and it blasts us Saturday morning with more snow changing to rain and some more wind, and then some really cold air follows that. All right, here we go. Marine forecast sees 2 to 3, southeast winds 5 to 15. And during the storm, wicked winds out there, like big time gusts over 60 or even 70 knots. Increasing clouds today. Tonight, the storm, snow changing to rain. Tomorrow morning is a mess, but it does get a lot better very quickly tomorrow. I do want to say that. You know, I think there will be some school delays and school cancellations because of snow tonight and the power outage threat tomorrow morning. Like if a school doesn't have power, they're not going, right? If there's 6 inches of snow and it's tough to move it and get it ready for tomorrow morning, they're not going to have school. So those are the places that I'm kind of worried about for delays and cancellations. Thursday, Friday, fine. Another storm Saturday. I will also point out that the temps for Thursday and Friday aren't super, super frigid. So for places that do lose power, it's not like an ice box. It's not like 10 degrees following it, but it will be really cold following that Saturday storm. And I suppose power outages are possible with that one too.
It's a good thing I love you.
That's what my wife says. I don't necessarily believe it.
Depends on the day with her, but we love you all the time because we get less of you, so you know we can hang in there.
I don't know. I think you actually get more of me.
We might actually.
You know?
We might. We might.
Isn't that
all right.
funny?